Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In these sections, we're going to see how spanning tree protocol functions and how to configure spanning tree protocol. At first, we're going to see how to set up the switch, and we're going to create multiple link inside our switch. And after that, we're going to see how to select one of the switch as a root bridge, how to select designated port, root port. Overall, how these things functions, we're going to have a look in details. How to change the priority for the switch and how to select one of the switch as root bridge. And after that, we're going to see what is a BPDU. We're going to see how BPDU functions. At the end, we're going to see how Ether channel functions, how to configure also rapid spanning tree protocol. So let's have a look in details. I hope this information was useful for you and thank you for watching. Now, we're going to configure spanning tree protocol. So I'll pick up 3 switch. Switch 1, switch 2, switch 3. And I pick up one of the PC as well. Oops. I'll do multiple connections in here. So I got 3 switch and one of the link in here, we have multiple link. This switch 1 and 3. And this PC we can connect as well. This switch is connected. STP. Now, in this scenario, as you can see, they're negotiating. And see, this one is something happened in here. This is a block port automatically, right? So there's something is doing in here. So it takes, this is called convergence time. So it takes a bit of time to get activated. If you wait for a few seconds, look at that. Now it's active, right? So it takes a bit of time to get the connectivity. Now, if we click here, first switch, which is my switch 1, and if I go inside the switch 1, say enable, then config T, change the switch name to switch 1. After that, I'll do the first thing, show spanning tree. If I do show spanning tree, then I'll be able to see some informations. See, VLAN 1 spanning tree protocol IEEE, that means STP. And then we have 2 things. One is root ID. Root ID is the root bridge informations. And what is the bridge ID? Bridge ID is the this switch 1. We are currently on switch 1 priority and MAC address. So this one priority is 32,000 something, and this is the MAC address. And this informations we get, this is the switch informations, and this is the root bridge informations. And we can see the cost as well. So by default, it's picked up everything. Now, if we go down, we can see it has designated port. It has a root port. It has a block port as well. So switch 1, it has some forwarding port. It has block port as well. I can see the block is, this one is looks like it's block. Other 2 is, one is root port, one is designated port. Now, if we move to other switch, let's say switch 2, and go to CLI. we'll verify switch to enable config T hostname switch to. So just change the switch name. Now show spanning tree and hit enter. This switch, we have root ID. Root ID is the root bridge informations. We do not know yet which one is root bridge. That's what we are looking at now. We're trying to find out. Bridge ID is this switch informations. This switch priority is this one, and this switch MAC address is this one. And I can see that this switch 2, it has one port is kind of log port, which is looks like this one, and the one is a root port. Root port means it's actually send the traffic to root bridge. Most likely this is the root bridge. Now I'll go to switch 3 and I'll go to CLI, enable config T. I'll change the switch name at first. So it's a host name switch 3. After that, I'll exit from here and apply show spanning tree. This one is saying from here we can see this is a IEEE STP, and look at that, it has a root ID. This is the priority and this is the MAC address, and it's saying that this bridge is the root. That means this is the root bridge. It's clearly saying in here. So it automatically gets selected, and this bridge is the root bridge. And also bridge ID is this switch priority and MAC address. In this case, this switch priority and MAC address will be same because this switch is the root bridge. And if we go down, we can see this is the root bridge. All the ports are designated port. And we can see the cost. Status, they're all forwarding status. So that's the default things. We haven't done any configurations yet, but we can see that switch has priority and also MAC address. So if priority is same, if MAC address is lower, that switch will be the root bridge. But we can configure which switch will be the root bridge. We can change this priority value. Now currently, based on the current configurations, this switch is the root bridge. So I'll go to this one. I would like to make this one as a root bridge. So I'll go there. Okay. And I'll say, see, this one has different ports, but I'll say config T spanning tree VLAN 1. And after that, we can change the priority. We can say priority. If we put priority like any random number and see what happened. I put 5,000, but it's saying bridge priority must be in increments of 4096, 8192, 12,000, 16,000, like that. We cannot put any random number. So I'll put maybe spanning tree VLAN 1 priority. I'm going to put, let's say I can put 8192, that priority. I'll pick up lower priority. So if I pick up lower priority, then this switch will be the root bridge. Now if I do show spanning tree, look at that, it's listening. Because now port status is changing, is listening, learning, see? Because we make some changes, so switch is learning that. See, it's still learning, so it takes 15 seconds. After that, it will be forwarding. Now look at that. Now it's forwarding. Now this switch is now root bridge, is saying this bridge is the root. And we can see the priority. We have changed the priority, that's why we got the lower priority. and this is the root bridge, and we can see all the port they are designated for. At first I put the incorrect one, I put 5000 and hit enter. When I hit enter, it's actually provide me the actual value, other values which I have to put. Then I picked up the lower value. So lower the priority, that switch will be the root bridge. In this way, you can control which switch you want to make a root bridge. And so this, in this case, now this is the root bridge. That's what we want. And another thing, we're going to configure port first and BPDU guard. Let's say if I go to this switch, so port first and BPDU guard is only applicable for the end user device. So this PC is connected with port number 04. So I'll say config T interface FA0/4 and say spanning tree port first. It's also saying in here port first should be enabled for single host. So it's done. After that I say spanning tree BPDU guard enable. So port first and BPDU guard we can apply for end user, and that's how we can enable. After that, if you'd like to verify, we can say show run. And if we go down, it's showing that this interface, we have configured spanning tree port first and spanning tree BPDU guard. And another thing we're going to look at, which is this Ether channel, how to configure Ether channel. I'm in switch 3, so I'm going to configure these two ports, and I need to go to switch 1 and I have to configure those two ports. So I'll say config T interface FA0/1. Command is channel group 1 mode on. So it's created the port channel and it's up. I'll take the interface again and say channel group 1 mode on. After that, I will exit from here, and this part is done. This side, I'll go to other switch. I'll do the exactly same configurations. These two port we need to configure. Interface FA0/1. Channel group 1 mode on. Then interface 0/2. Channel group 1 mode. So channel group 1 means this is the that Ether channel number, and after that turn it on. Once you configure, then we can verify as well. We can say show spanning tree. Look at that. Now they are converging, but look at the cost. When you combine multiple port together, then we get PO1. That means Ether channel or port channel 1, and this is the cost. And this changes their learning as well. Look at that. Cost is 9. If I go here, same thing. Show spanning tree. Cost is 9. So this is the advantage. If you combine multiple links together, we get the better bandwidth. We can get combined bandwidth. Now this link is good link, and it has a lower link. So it is a faster link as well. So that's how this spanning three functions and ether channel functions. We have another command, show ether channel summary. With that, we can see that PO1, under that we have fast Ethernet 01 and fast Ethernet 02.
So which one's the faster port?
Which one is faster?
Yeah.
If we go here, so ether channel, when you combine multiple link together, then cost will be lower, so that link will be faster.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Lower the cost, that will be fast. Higher the cost, that will be slow.
Yeah.
So we can combine up to 8 link together, and then we can make ether channel as well. So this is the